Mm-hmm.
So just a couple of foundational things. We're kind of hitting some of the meat here. I want to just kind of make sure we set a good foundation. So out of the gates, women are going to be more prone because of a couple of reasons. Okay. Number one, we talked about the intercourse and the injection of semen that may either have bugs in it or it may just essentially expose a weaker urinary tract. So of course, the first thing is hydration if you're a female, and getting up after sex, getting vertical and going to the bathroom. Get that urinary tract moving, get some hydration in you. That's a really good first strategy out of the gates. And of course, if you're prone to having UTIs, you may want to have a little bit of powder D-mannose, like we mentioned, or some of the formulas that Evan mentioned, some D-mannose, uva ursi, parsley is excellent, maybe a little bit of silver, but you can just start with a little bit of D-mannose, a little bit of cranberry extract, and a little water, and drink that before bed or, after a interaction like that. The next thing is you can look at the hormones, right? Hormones can play a big role. So you have the high and you have the low. So women that have very high levels of estrogen, especially women that are on birth control pills, that's going to shift the urinary tract pH based on the high levels of hormones, and that can make it easier for the E. coli to grow because E. coli does not like an acidic environment. And if you start to make the environment more alkaline, right, you usually hear alkalize or die. Well, not necessarily. The urinary tract, if it's alkaline, can actually grow bugs. So birth control pills can actually cause the bugs to grow due to the alkalinity. You can also see it the opposite, right? It's like the Goldilocks effect. When women go into menopause and their hormones drop, low hormones can also have an impact on the immune system in the urinary tract, and that can cause you can be more prone to having UTIs if you're menopausal with low progesterone, low estrogen, because that plays a role in the environment and the immune system and the IgA levels in the urinary tract. And so not too hot, not too cold, right? Not too much hormones, not too low hormones. So birth control pill on one side, too much, menopausal issues, low hormones on the other side. You really need to work with a good functional medicine person to get the hormones dialed in. It may not be a simple, hey, take this supplement. You may have to fix the hormones too.
Yeah, good call. Good point bringing that up. And that's more of like a longer term thing. That's like if you're trying to get well and stay well, that's the stuff
Yes.
you're going to be looking at. So is it possible to come in and use some calcium D-glucarate or something like that to help that pathway and get rid of the excess estrogen? I think it could help, but is it going to like acutely get you out of the UTI? Maybe not. So I think it's good, like you're mentioning, to have a plan, meaning like a long-term health, functional medicine health plan that then prevents you from having to do some of these acute strategies we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's palliative kind of non-root cause support that we have, but we try to always package in the palliative stuff with lifestyle changes that make it more holistic and make it more root cause. And then we also dive into the hormonal aspect. And also, I would even say gut aspect. I've seen imbalances in the gut bacteria shift and influence the urinary tract microbial balance too. So microbial imbalance in the gut has a way of shifting microbial imbalance in the urinary tract. And it could be just 80% of the immune system's in the gut, and that's having a major effect. Could just be some of the stuff's working its way down there, just through moving through the intestinal tract. It has a way of shifting or migrating or moving in some way, those kind of things. But either way, look at the gut. That's where a lot of the immune system is. Look at the hormones. Look at medications that could be influencing these things. Look at hydration. Those are kind of the root, I think, starting situations you really want to have your head wrapped around.